Everybody knows that the color white goes with everything, so it makes sense to get a pair of shoes in the color white. And if you have no idea which one to get, that's totally fine, because today I'm going over the top 10 best white shoes for men. Alright, so let's get the obvious one out the way. Air Force Ones are definitely going to be one of the best shoes that you could pick up in the color white. Now, there are a lot of pros and cons to the Air Force Ones. Like I said, it goes with everything. The silhouette makes it very easy to pair with. They're very popular. Also, they add an extra inch to your height, which is perfect for me because normally I'm 5'8", but with Air Force Ones, I'm 5'9". Anyways, the downsides are they are pretty played out, but if you're like me and that doesn't matter to you, that shouldn't stop you. But I totally understand if that does matter to you. There are going to be plenty of other ones on the list that are not played out, so that way you guys have some good options for the summer. The second one is a pretty low-key shoe, so like I said, if you do like non-played out shoes, this one is going to be a good option. Nike Daybreaks are a perfect option for the summer because they are very slept on, so you don't really see a lot of these around too much. They are a very lightweight shoe. In fact, I was very impressed on how light they actually were. Not only are they very light, they are also very breathable. They're really comfortable, so this makes it a perfect option for the summer. So one day in the summer, if you know you're going to be walking around a lot, obviously something like the Air Force Ones aren't going to be a good option because they're not as comfortable, and then also they're pretty heavy. But if you have a lightweight shoe like the Nike Daybreaks, you can wear it with anything in the summer, so that way you're comfortable all day and looking good all day. The third one is going to be Converse Chuck 70s. Now, low top or high top, it really doesn't matter. This one is actually the Converse CDGs, so you can literally get the same exact thing without this logo for like $100 cheaper, which is absolutely perfect because I personally think that the Converse Chuck 70s are way better than the actual Converse. The reason why I say this is because the cushion is a lot better in the Converse Chuck 70s. It still isn't the most comfortable shoe, but compared to the normal Converse, they're a lot more comfortable. However, Converse in general are just a very versatile shoe that you can literally wear with everything, especially if they're in the color white, which, like I said, it goes perfect in the summer because in the summer you're going to be wearing some more bolder colors. So if there's any shoe that you can get in summer, it really doesn't matter which one, as long as it's the color white, I guarantee you, you're going to be looking good in the summer. The fourth one on the list is going to be Reebok Classics. Now, these ones are hands down one of my favorite shoes just because they're very cheap, they're very versatile, and they're pretty comfortable as well. So the reason why a cheap shoe is so important in the summer is because, you know, obviously summer is going to be a time where you're going to be like more adventurous, you're going to be hanging out with your friends a lot, but that really isn't so easy to do when you're wearing something like Jordans, because every single step you're going to be, you know, worrying where your foot's going to be so that way it doesn't get dirty. But if you have like a $70 shoe like the Reebok Classics, it's a perfect option because if they do end up getting dirty, you're not going to cry about it, you're not going to be too heartbroken, but you can still walk around perfectly fine in a pair of Reebok Classics just because they look really good. The silhouette's really easy to pair with, and also it's another shoe that gives you a little bit extra height, which, like I said, can be pretty beneficial if you're around the same height as I am. The fifth one on the list is going to be Nike Blazers. Now, this one also has a few pros and cons. Pros, they go with everything. They're a very slim shoe, so that makes it really easy to pair with pretty much anything that you want, especially if it's in the color white, which most of the time you're going to see people wearing them in the color white. The only thing that changes is like the Nike logo. I really like it in the color green, but there are plenty of other options that you can get as well. Now, the downside to Nike Blazers is they're insanely hard to put on for some reason, but I did find a little hack so you're not struggling like I am right here. So instead of trying to put your foot through like this tiny hole right here, all you have to do is unlace the sneakers like a lot, and once they get pretty unlaced like you see right here, then you unlace them even more like this, and then once you have enough space you can just slide your foot right in and it makes it a lot easier. But I think it is pretty worth it because they have been one of my favorite shoes lately, so you know, that extra few minutes that you're going to spend putting them on, it's totally worth it because at the end of the day they do look really good and I highly recommend them. And I forgot to mention that these shoes, along with every single shoe on the list, is going to be linked in the description in case you wanted to pick them up for yourself. Obviously, they're perfect for the summer. That's why I'm making this video. And then also, all of these shoes are very affordable. They're less than $200 because, you know, in this channel, I teach you that money does not equal style. So if you haven't subscribed already and you want to learn more about that, make sure to subscribe. Alright, the next one on the list is going to be Reebok Club C85s. Now, these are definitely one of my favorite shoes as well because not only are they really easy to pair with, but if you're into that whole vintage trend, these shoes are actually perfect for you. Because this entire shoe just gives off more of a vintage vibe. It goes perfect with that whole vintage trend that's going on right now. Also, they're not completely white. They're actually more of like an off-white colorway, which looks really cool in my opinion. It's a good way to stand out rather than like the normal white that you usually see. This off-white color looks really good. It's just as easy to pair with, and it makes it stand out a little bit more. This is also another shoe that's very affordable, usually around $70 to $75. So again, you're not gonna be too heartbroken if they do end up getting dirty. So this is definitely a good pickup that I suggest. All right, the next shoe on the list is going to be Adidas Ultra Boost. Now these are hands down my favorite shoe when it comes to comfortability. If anyone asks me what I recommend for a very comfortable shoe, Adidas Ultra Boost is definitely what I'm gonna tell it. Now, especially in the white colorway, they are very easy to pair with. And not only that, running shoes is also a perfect option for the summer. So not only is it perfect for the summer because they're white, but also because they're running shoes. The reason why I say that is because running shoes are way more breathable than normal shoes. Obviously, if you have a pair of Ultra Boosts in one hand and then like a pair of Nike Air Forces in the other, the Adidas Ultra Boost is going to be way more lighter, so that makes it a perfect option for the summer as well. Literally the only downside is the price. This is probably one of the most expensive shoes on the list, coming at $180, but for that extra money, I highly suggest them. I honestly think it's worth it. So if you haven't picked up a pair of these already, I highly advise that you do. The next one on the list is going to be Air Max 97s. Now honestly, these used to be really popular back then. I don't really see them as much anymore, which is actually perfect for those of you who like to stand out, because truthfully I rarely see these, and these are also another shoe that gives you extra height. So like I keep mentioning, definitely pick this up if you're around my height. But Air Max 97s are definitely one of my favorite shoes. So you can get it in the triple white colorway, which looks really clean. It's very easy to pair with just because of the silhouette of the shoe, and I highly advise that you pick them up. The ninth one on the list are going to be Adidas Continentals. Now these come at the price of only $80, so it's a very affordable shoe. It's a very slim shoe, so that makes it really easy to pair with. And since they're a low top sneaker, you could actually wear these with pretty much anything that you want. No matter if you're wearing pants, shorts, pretty much anything that you want. It's very easy to pair with. Not only that, this is a very classic shoe. I honestly don't consider these too popular. However, it's a timeless shoe because I have been seeing these forever. So that's how you know it's a good pickup. It's a timeless shoe. So especially if you're not into like that whole like men's fashion trends thing, this is the perfect shoe that you can pick up for the summer. Finally, the 10th and final shoe on the list are going to be Adidas Stan Smiths. Now these are actually perfect for those of you who like more minimal shoes. Basically, because of the silhouette, which is kind of very similar to like Common Projects, which cost like $435, Adidas Stan Smiths is a way better option. Because they only cost like $80 to $90, it's a way cheaper option than getting something like the Common Projects, like I said before. Since they're an all white leather classic sneaker, you can wear it with literally anything that you want. You can dress them up or you can dress them down. If you like that more minimal look that's kind of like a little bit more dressed up in a way, these are a perfect shoe for you. Also, this is another shoe that's very timeless, and it's a shoe that's never going to die out. So it is a perfect option, and I highly advise that you pick some up as well. So I hope there is a shoe for you in this list, because I tried to make this list as versatile as I possibly could. So that way there's a perfect shoe for you for this summer for anybody. Now, of course, it all depends on what your personal preference is, what you like more, your budget, and anything more like that. So I did hope that this did help you out. If it did, make sure to leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. Like I mentioned earlier, if you haven't subscribed already, definitely make sure to do that, because I simplify men's fashion in this channel. So if you do want to learn more about that, make sure to subscribe. And if you're really eager to learn more right now, here are a few videos that I really recommend for you. Just to make it easier, here's the subscribe button, so that way you can do that right now. But other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.